lost it and miss the point of your journey. Yo, let me say it clear so even your doubts can hear it here. Religion says, do better. Jesus said, is finished. And there's a big difference between trying to get saved and knowing you already are. See, religion will have you in the gym doing reps for forgiveness every Sunday, every guilt trip, point of your journey, maybe if I try harder, nah. That's a trap. That's a cycle. That's a treadmill with no finish line. But Jesus, he didn't come with a checklist. He came with a cross. Religion tells you you're not good enough, not holy enough, not pure enough, not clean enough. It says, do better. Fix yourself. Get it together. Be more like them. Try harder or God's out. But Jesus, he looked right at mess like mine, pain like yours, and with blood still dripping, back still torn, he whispered, it is finished. And that ain't a suggestion. It's a victory cry. Your journey. That's heaven's mic drop. Last religion is like debt collectors calling nonstop. Hey, you still owe us. But Jesus already paid the bill, paid in full, no receipt needed, just scars to prove it. And don't get it twisted. This ain't permission to wild out. It's power to live free, free from shame. Let them figure out and miss the pointing, free from performing, free from pretending. You don't have to fake the funk anymore. You don't have to hide the hurt. You don't have to earn your worth. Just count you out and miss the point of your journey, because Jesus didn't say work harder. He didn't say clean up first. He said come as you are. He didn't say try more. He said trust me. So listen, next time guilt tries to be your preacher, next time shame tries to lead your choir, next time fear starts singing that old song of do better, you stand up and shout right back. Your journey? Nah, he already did it. It is finished. That's not just history. That's freedom. That's final. That's mine. And if you got that, you don't need to do better. You just need to believe better. Religion is a scoreboard. Jesus is a cross, and that right there changes everything. See, and the count you want to have your journey. Scoreboard is about performance. It tracks wins, it tallies losses. It shows how many times you messed up and how far behind you are. Religion, the way most people live it, becomes just that, a cold, relentless scoreboard. You show up thinking you're playing to impress the referee upstairs. Opening and miss the point of your journey. Hope if you rack up enough points, prayer points, church and attendance points, clean language points, sin today points. Maybe God will be pleased with you. But it's never enough, ever. That scoreboard, don't reset it. Just keeps reminding you of how short you fall. You lie once, it's up there. Let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. You fall into that same sin again. It's flashing on the screen in red. You miss that morning devotion, that quiet time. Another deduction, it's exhausting. You start chasing perfection like it's a prize, but the more you run, the more you feel like you're losing. That'll count you out and miss the point of your journey. And it's not just the scoreboard that's the problem. It's the way religion makes you see the scoreboard. It doesn't just show you where you're at. It convinces you that your position on it defines you. Like if you're down 30 points spiritually, then you're unworthy. If you're not in first place, holiness, wise, like nothing, the point of your journey, then you're nothing. You start comparing your score to everybody else's. That guy prays more than me. That girl has an I'm fallen in that area. That person reads 4 chapters a day. And there you are feeling behind, feeling like God's disappointed, feeling like maybe you're not even saved for real. And then Jesus steps in and he don't bring a scoreboard. He brings a cross. Let him out and miss the point of your journey. The scoreboard says you're not enough. The cross says, I was enough for you. The scoreboard screams, try harder. The cross whispers, it's already done. The scoreboard tells you, earn your way up. The cross shows you I came all the way down. Jesus didn't come to upgrade the scoreboard. He came to destroy it, flip it over like he flipped tables in the temple, because the scoreboard was never the point. Grace was.
Mercy was.
Love was. Him was. Let's be honest. None of us can keep up with the religious rules all the time. We all fall short. And that's not an accident. That's reality. And that's the point of your journey. Jesus knew we'd never be able to keep the scoreboard clean. That's why he didn't come to play the game. He came to end the game once and for all. While religion was out here building ladders to reach God, Jesus came down and became the ladder. While religion was adding more weights to your shoulders, out and miss the point of your journey, Jesus said, come to me, all who are weary. Religion gives you a never-ending to-do list. Jesus gave you a finished work. You see, the cross doesn't erase what you did. It pays for it, and it pays loud. It's not a coupon. It's not a discount. It's full price, blood price. And once it's paid, and miss the point of your journey, the scoreboard don't matter no more. Because the game is over. The buzzer already sounded, and Jesus won it on your behalf. So now, when religion tries to drag you back into the numbers, the rankings, the do better, grind, you point to the cross, you remind your soul, I'm not living for approval. Jeremy, and miss the point. I'm living from it. You're not trying to win. You already have it. The scoreboard is nothing to say when the cross is in the room. It's wild, really. Because most people spend their whole lives trying to build a resume for heaven. But Jesus took our RASMAs, messy, broken, point of failure, journey filled with failure, and nailed them to the wood. He didn't give a second score higher. He gave us his score. Perfect, sinless, righteous. And now, you're free from measuring, free from performing, free from pretending. You're not under pressure to be perfect anymore. You're under grace. So no, miss the point of unity journey. You don't need to live your life staring at a scoreboard. You need to live it standing at the foot of a cross, because religion tallies your mistakes. But Jesus, he erased them. Religion traps. Jesus frees. It sounds simple, but it's deep. Real deep, because some people don't even realize they're trapped. Miss the point of your journey. They've been in religion so long, they've learned how to decorate their prison. They hang up Bible verses on the walls of their performance. They smile through church services while shackled in shame. They raise their hands in worship, but inside they're still chained to guilt, to fear. Your point of your journey, to the pressure of being, religion traps you in a cycle. You mess up, you feel terrible. You try to make up for it by doing better. You perform, it was maybe a few weeks, you start to feel holy again, and then boom, you slip, you fall, you sin, you feel dirty, and the cycle restarts. And miss the point of your journey, it's not freedom. That's slavery with a Sunday suit on. The trap ain't always loud. Subtle, with slippers lies wrapped in spiritual language. God won't bless you unless you fast more. You're still struggling because you're not praying hard enough. If you were really saved, let him count you out and miss the point of your journey. You wouldn't be dealing with this anymore. So now you're performing for God like he's your boss, not your father. You're trying to earn what he already gave. You're grinding for what Jesus already paid for. And the whole time your soul is suffocating under the weight of trying to measure up. But Jesus, out and miss the point of your journey. He didn't come to trap you. He came to free you. He didn't die on that cross just so you could trade one kind of bondage for another. He didn't shed blood so you could live in fear of not being spiritual enough. He didn't rise from the grave so you could live buried in religious expectations. Let them count up to the point of your journey. He came to blow the doors off prison. He came to set the captives free. And that includes the ones who are locked up in church walls. See, real freedom isn't about doing whatever you want. It's about being who you were created to be, without chains, without masks, without fear. Freedom isn't recklessness. Let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. It's rest. And rest isn't laziness. It's confidence, the kind of confidence that comes from knowing that your value isn't tied to your performance. Jesus didn't say you'll know the rules and the rules will set you free. He said you know the truth, and the truth, it's not a concept. And in miss the point of your journey, it's a person. And when you really know him, not just know about him, the chains are falling off.
Falls off, shame.
Breaks. The weight of religion crumbles. Because his presence brings liberty, not legalism. That's why the cross is so offensive to religion. Because religion wants control. That's the point of your journey. It wants to tell you what hoops to jump through. So it wants to decide who's always worthy and who's not. It wants to hold your past over your head and call it conviction. But the cross says you're free. Not because you jumped the highest or cleaned yourself up the best, but because he took your place. It's the point of your journey. Religion makes you work for approval. Jesus says before you even ask. Religion says, fix yourself first. Jesus says, come as you are. Religion puts you in a cage, then blames you for not flying. Jesus opens the cage, steps inside, and says, let's walk out together. And look, let him count you out and miss the point of your journey. Some people won't like that kind of freedom. They'll say it's dangerous, reckless. If you tell people they're free, they'll sin more. But here's the truth. People don't sin more when they know they're loved. They sin more when they feel like they're not enough. Kind of out and miss the point of your journey. When you finally understand that Jesus already took the punishment, already paid the price, already made a way, you don't want to go back to the trap. You don't want to abuse grace. You want to live in it. And when you mess up, because you won't run from God anymore. You'll run to him and miss the point of your journey because you'll know he's not holding a hammer. He's holding open arms. That's what religion can't offer, but Jesus can. And he already did. So yeah, religion traps, but Jesus,
He frees every time.
for real, religion says earn it. Jesus says receive it. That right there is the line that separates weight from wonder. Let them puff you out and miss the point of your journey, pressure from peace, burden from blessing. Because religion is all about earning, and earning always puts a pressure on you. It's you proving your worth. You trying to be good enough. You climbing the ladder. You doing the work. You sweating to reach God while hoping he's not already too far gone to notice you. That's how religion talks. Try harder. Do more. Be better. Clean yourself up. It's never enough. Religion turns grace into a job application. Like you need a spiritual race, somebody to qualify for love. You need 5 references from pastors, a cover letter of repentance. Alden missed a point of your journey and a list of moral achievements to even get a shot at God listening to you. And if you fall, if you mess up, start over, reply, resubmit, hope for mercy. And maybe you'll get a second chance. But Jesus walks up to that same broken, weary, beat up soul and says, you don't earn this. And miss the point of your journey. It's a gift, if not a paycheck. It's not based on your performance. It's based on his. He did the work. You get the reward. He wore the crown of thorns so you could wear the robe of righteousness. He carried the cross so you wouldn't have to carry shame. He bled so you could breathe of your journey. And that's offensive to religion because religion loves control. It loves the idea that if you do A, B, and C, then God owes you D. It wants formulas. It wants effort. And anything that smells like grace, real grace, feels like a threat because grace says you can't buy this. Grace says, let them corner your out and miss up your journey. You can't hustle for it. Grace says, stop reaching, just receive. Think about it. When Jesus told the thief on the cross, today you'll be with me in paradise, the man didn't earn it. He didn't get baptized. He didn't tithe. He didn't volunteer at the temple. All he did was believe. That's it. Let them count. You didn't miss the point of your journey. He's renewing breaths. He received something he could never work for. He didn't bring anything to the table, but his sin and Jesus still welcomed it. That's how grace works. It meets you in your worst moment and still says yes to you. But religion won't let you breathe like that. It'll have you thinking your access to God and odds on how access to God or how many chapters you read this week or how long you prayed or whether or not you slipped up again. It ties your identity to your actions. So when you're doing well, you feel loved. And when you're failing, you feel distant. But that's not how the gospel works. Let them miss the point of your journey. Jesus didn't come to build a reward system. He came to give you what you could never reach on your own. That's why he said, it is finished. Not, it's almost not. I did my part. Now you do yours. Finished means finished. It means nothing left to prove, nothing left to earn. Best, the kind of adds in front of your journey. Just open hands and a heart willing to believe. And here's the thing. When you truly receive grace, it changes you. This ain't about passively coasting. It's not spiritual laziness. It's freedom that fuels transformation. When you realize you've already been given everything, you stop striving and start living. And miss the point of your journey. You stop performing and start walking in purpose. You stop fearing God's rejection and start living like someone who's fully, deeply, relentlessly loved. Because that's what Jesus offers. Not a system, not a checklist, not a ladder to climb, but a gift wrapped in mercy, handed over in blood. Let him count you out and miss the point of journey, delivered through love. And the only thing you have to do, receive it, not work for it, not qualify for it, not earn it, just receive. So if you're tired of the grind, if you're worn out from trying to be enough, if you feel like you've got nothing left to offer, good. That's exactly where grace meets you. And miss the point of your journey, not at the top of the mountain, at the bottom of your rope. Religion says, earn it. Jesus says, one leaves you exhausted, the other makes you whole. Religion demands perfection. Jesus delivers grace. That right there is the tension that wrecks a lot of people's faith without them even realizing it. I would miss the point of your journey because religion holds up a mirror and says, be perfect, be spotless, be flawless. It puts the pressure on your performance, on your record, on your ability to never mess up. And when you inevitably fall short, because it turns that mirror into a weapon. See, you're a failure. Let them count. You're not serious about God. You're not holy enough. That's how religion plays. It demands what you can't give and then condemns you for not giving it. But Jesus doesn't ask for perfection. He gives grace. He knows who you are. He knows what you've done. He knows the point of your journey. You know, here's what you're struggling with right now. Not the fake version of you that shows up for church, but the raw and filtered version that wrestles with doubts, mess, addiction, pride, anger, guilt. And still he shows up, not to crush you, not to shame you, but to cover you. Religion says, get it all together, left you out, and that counts you the point of your journey. Then maybe God will love you. Jesus says, I love you while you're still falling apart. You see, perfection isn't the path to grace. Grace is the path through imperfection. It's not about pretending you're okay when you're not. It's about knowing you're covered even when you're broken. Count you out and miss the point of your journey. That's the difference between a burden and a blessing. That's the gap between religion and Jesus. Because religion gives you a list. And every day you're judged by how close you get to checking every box. Did you pray long enough? Did you avoid every sin? Did you say the right words? Did you have the right attitude? Your journey and miss the point, it never ends. And what's crazy is, even when you do well for a while, you're still afraid. Afraid that one mistake will send it all crashing down. That one wrong move and God's done with you. That one slip and you're off the team. That's fear. That's religion. That's bondage. But, and miss the point of your journey. But grace doesn't operate on fear. It operates on love. And love doesn't demand perfection to stay. It stays through imperfection. It stays in the chaos. It stays in the middle of the storm. Jesus never said, be perfect first. He said, calm. Just come. Not cleaned up. Not flawless. Just come. Let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. And the wild part is, it's that very grace, that undeserved, ridiculous, scandalous grace, that starts to change you. Not because you're trying to earn love, but because you've already been loved so well, you don't want to stay the same. You're not living for approval. You're living from it. Out and miss the point of your journey, and that shift changes everything. When you're under religion, every failure feels fatal. Every sin feels like the end. But when you're under grace, even your failures come places God meets you. Even your weakness becomes a platform for his strength. It's not about being perfect. It's about being his. Let them count you out in your journey. And let's be real, nobody's perfect. We all know that. But religion will still make you fake it, still make you wear the mask, still make you hide behind verses and smiles. Grace lets you be real. It lets you bring your scars to the light and say, yep, this is me. Pint you out and miss the point of your journey, but he's not done with me yet. But Jesus didn't call perfect people. He called broken ones. He called liars, doubters, thieves, prostitutes, and cowards. And he gave them grace, not because they earned it, but because he's just that good. So stop casing perfect. Stop killing yourself trying to measure up. And miss the point of your journey. Stop pretending like you've got it all together. Jesus isn't impressed by your act. He's not moved by your performance. He's moved by your honesty. He's moved by your surrender. Religion demands perfection. Jesus delivers grace. One will break you down. The other will build you up. One will leave you hiding. And miss the point of your journey. The other will bring you home. One keeps you trying to be good enough. The other says you already belong. And that's the kind of love that actually sets people free. Not guilt, not fear, not pressure. Grace, real raw, relentless grace. Religion shouts, work harder. Jesus whispers, it's wild. And that is the point of your journey. Rest of me, it's wild how many people out here breaking themselves trying to get right with God. Running full speed on a spiritual treadmill that never stops. Praying longer, serving more, fasting harder, checking all the boxes. And still they feel empty, like something's missing. If heart, let religion your journey like they're not doing enough, because religion turns your relationship with God into a grind, a job, a chore. It becomes about spiritual hustle, always on, never done, never good enough. That's not peace. That's pressure. That's anxiety in holy clothing. Religion takes something beautiful and turns it into burnout. It's going to put it out loud, but a lot of people sitting in pews and showing up to Bible study are secretly drowning inside, not because they don't love God, but because they think they have to earn his love every single day, and that'll crush you. Religion is like a coach who's never satisfied. And you ran your journey. You ran 5 miles, Ram. You prayed for 30 minutes. It's better make an hour. You didn't sin today. Good now to that for the rest of your life. Flawlessly It's never, well done. It's always do more. You can't breathe in that space. You can't rest because rest feels like failure out and miss the point of your journey. Rest feels like slacking, like you're being lazy in your walk. So you keep pushing, keep performing, keep pretending. But then Jesus walks in, not with a whip, but with a whisper, come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That ain't a suggestion. That's a rescue mission. Let time you out and miss the point of your journey. Jesus knows how tired you are. He knows how hard you've been trying. He knows the nights you cried because you fell again. He knows how many times you asked him to just be proud of you. And he's not rolling his eyes at your effort, but he's saying, you were never meant to carry this weight alone. Let them call your journey. He called you to hustle. He called you to rest, not lazy, passive rest, but soul rest, deep rest. The kind that says, I don't have to prove anything. I'm already loved. That kind of rest doesn't come from a vacation. It doesn't come from sleeping in. It comes from knowing the work is finished. Out and miss the point of your journey, not halfway done, not still pending, finished. Jesus didn't say, I did my part, now you do yours. He said, it's finished. He didn't mean take over from here. He meant you can rest now. I got it. Your salvation, your value, your standing with God secure, and miss you the point of your journey. Not because he's nailed the spiritual grind, but because he nailed himself to that cross. Religion wants you to treat rest like a reward you only earn when you've done enough. Jesus gives you rest first, then says, no, walk with me, not perform for me. Walk. That's what's different about Jesus. Point out and miss the point of your journey. He uses exhaustion as a tool. He doesn't burn you out to prove a point. He's not sitting in heaven tallying your spiritual hustle. He's walking beside you, offering grace for every step. He's not a taskmaster. He's a shepherd. And shepherds don't drive the sheep. They lead them gently, with care, with rest. I'm going to miss the point of your journey. So when the voice in your head says, you haven't prayed enough today, ask yourself, is that conviction or is that condemnation? Because one draws you in with love, the other drives you away with fear. And Jesus never used fear to get close to anyone. You don't have to hustle to earn God's heart. And miss the point out and miss the point of journey. You already have it. You don't have to grind for grace. Already yours. You don't have to perform for peace. He is your peace. So let go. Not of discipline, but of pressure. Let go of the lie that your effort is the key to God's approval. Punt you out and miss the journey. Let go of the religious race and fall into the arms of the one who already ran the whole thing for you. Religion shouts, work harder. Jesus whispers, rest in me. And the whisper is always stronger than the scream. Religion points to you. Jesus points to the cross. Let them point you out of your journey. That's the dividing line, and it's loud once you hear it. Religion is obsessed with you. Your strength, your holiness, your discipline, your spiritual resume, your ability to clean yourself up, keep it together, hold the standard, be the light. It's like this constant mirror shoved in your face saying, look at you. Have you heard of your journey? Have you earned it yet? Have you earned it yet? Are you holy enough now? And when you fall, because that same mirror becomes a weapon, RC, you're still a mess, still not worthy, still not enough. That's the trap. Religion puts you on stage, then criticizes your every move. It points the point of your journey. It turns faith into a performance. Worship becomes a show. Prayer becomes pressure. And slowly you forget why you started this whole thing in the first place. You were hungry for him, but religion made about you. Your sin, your struggles, your success, your failure, your discipline, your reputation. It hijacks your focus. It's the point of your journey. But Jesus never pointed at people themselves, never wants to get your act together, and then we'll talk. He didn't say, fix your issues and maybe I'll consider you. No, he always pointed to the cross, that rugged, bloody, brutal place where he did what we never could. And miss point was the point of your journey, where he carried the weight we couldn't lift, where he paid a bill we couldn't even start to cover. That's where the spotlight belongs, not on you, but on him. Because when you point at yourself, you always find flaws. Always. And religion feeds off those flaws. You go out and miss. The point out is just think that growth in God is like, he's just about behavior management. Like he's just a divine supervisor tracking your productivity. But the cross is not about management. It's about mercy. It's not about performance. It's about payment. A full, finished, look how it missed the point of your journey. Eternal payment that silenced every accusation against you. Religion says, do better and maybe you'll be accepted. The cross says, you're already accepted. Now walk in that. Religion says, prove you're worthy. The cross says, I proved it for you. Religion keeps you at the center of the story. I missed the point of your journey, but Jesus flips the whole thing. It was never about you saving yourself. It was always about him saving you. That's why the cross is offensive to religious people, because it kills pride. It crushes self-righteousness. It exposes the lie that your spiritual effort can earn anything. And I missed the point of your journey. It reminds us all, from the pew to the pulpit, that we are not the heroes of the story. He is every time. No matter how much scripture, no matter how long you've been walking with God, no matter how many things you've overcome, the cross is still the only reason you're standing. And miss point of your journey. And get this, is when your eyes are locked on the cross, your heart starts to shift. You're no longer trying to impress God. You're simply overwhelmed by how much he already loves you. You stop faking. Stop striving. Stop comparing yourself to everyone around you. You start living in awe, in gratitude, in freedom. And not be missed the point of your journey. Not because you figured it all out, because you finally saw where the power really comes from. It's not in your hands. It's not in your grind. It's not in your record. It's in his sacrifice. So stop pointing to yourself. Stop measuring your spiritual life by how good you think you are. Last time you're out in your journey, stop checking your own pulse to see if you're close to God. That closeness is secured by a nail-pierced Savior, not a flawless routine. When the enemy tries to remind you of your past, point to the cross. When guilt tries to sit on your shoulders, point to the cross. Let it cut you out and miss the point of your journey. When you feel like you'll never be enough, point to the cross, because that's where your identity lies. That's where your freedom was won. That's where your name was written or in grace, not because of you, but because of him. Religion points to you. Jesus points to the cross. And when you finally follow his finger, everything changes.